Welcome back to DTV. Here's a simple question. Do you have to be a douchebag to have a strong personal online brand? Okay, clickbaity question aside, this is actually legit because all of us have an online personal brand. The advent of digital communication and social media platforms means that all of us show up in the digital world in some way, shape, or form. If I want to find out about you, all I have to do is look at your LinkedIn profile or do a Google search, and I'll decide things about you based on what I find. It happens all the time in online dating. Somebody decides whether or not to talk to somebody based simply on what their profile says. And now it happens in the business world too, whether you like it or not. People are deciding whether or not they want to talk to you based on what they find. But people really resist this because so many of the more prominent people with personal brands, they're kind of douchey. We think of the reality TV stars who have celebrity just because they have celebrity. Or just look at your social media feed of choice. You're going to have advertisements, people trying to sell you their programs to do X, Y, and Z by showing you how fancy their house is and how fancy their car is. Or they'll tell you, hey, I can make you $10,000 a month with this simple hack. You know, the bros and the women bros telling you how amazing they are and that they don't need your money, but you should buy their course. Oh. And by the way, if you missed the ad, don't worry. It'll keep popping up over and over again. Or what's common here in the world of entrepreneurship and sales, the influencers who are super loud and full of swagger, and they're just totally cocky because they think that volume equals credibility. And the louder they are, the more people will listen to them and buy from them. And hey, if that's how they want to live their lives and run their businesses, more power to them. But I think this does a disservice to most of us because we look at that and we think, well, I don't want to come off as a bragging, narcissistic douchebag, so I'm not going to show up at all. And there's the problem. Not because we need more of those people, but because it stops a lot of us from putting out a clear, meaningful, personal brand message that others can connect with. And that means that people miss out on the opportunities that could come their way. I don't want that to happen to you. And you might not be starting a YouTube channel, but whether it's a blog or your LinkedIn profile or just some photos on Instagram, I want you not to get scared away by what all of the influencers are doing. So no, I don't think you have to be a douchebag to have a clear, coherent, and effective personal brand online. But there are a couple things that are going to be important. First of all, be authentic. Be you. Authenticity is overused right now as a word because it is so important. If you're mellow, be mellow. If you're a big kinetic ball of enthusiasm sometimes, be that. But be who you are. Be naturally present. You don't have to be on every channel all the time, sharing every little thing. Ugh. But don't shrink back to nothingness either. Be around. And also be helpful. If you don't want to come off as self-centered, don't be self-centered. That's why we hate all these douchey people who are promising to help us, but we know all they really care about is themselves and their bottom line. And you know what? Don't try to compete with the douchebags. They're going to win that race. Let them. So if you have any questions or if you think that I'm being a complete D-bag for saying douchebag too much in this video, let me know. Shoot me a tweet. I'm on Twitter at DFishRockstar. And if you want to keep getting my videos, I promise not to be too douchey and to be very authentic whatever I'm doing. Hit the subscribe button. It'll make sure you keep getting these videos, and it does give me a little hit of validation. And of course, I'll see you next time on DTV.